Hi gang, my name is Patrick and welcome to CSNB. Whew, okay, let me just preface this video by stating, yes, I own other clothes, and yes, they aren't only gym clothes. If you've seen my other unboxings, I always happen to be wearing some sort of gym apparel. It's because this is when boxes come in. Just conveniently enough, I swung by my house back from the gym, and right when I arrived, it's my cat, right when I arrived, the mailman was leaving, and he was like, I'm so glad you're around. This box requires signature. This box was paid for, I think, yesterday, or maybe a day and a half ago, and it arrived today. I had no idea, so the seller, who's going to remain anonymous, thank you very much for sending this so quickly to me. This is something very, very special, and it's one of Omega's less talked about significant watches. Anyway, as I was saying, this has been on the want list for a long time for me. This is actually something Adam brought my attention to about a year ago, and I had been thinking about it ever since. This piece came in on a bracelet and a leather strap. Today I have the leather option. So this is not something that's sold modern, so it's not a new item. This is actually a pseudo vintage piece. It's the late 90s. It was actually only produced from 1997, I believe, to 1999, so a very, very short run period, and a very limited amount of models actually produced. Let me go ahead and take it out of its bag. The seller did a really fine job of packing this, so thank you. He told me he had it serviced 2 years ago, so it's been in possession for a long time. Nice, and here it is. So today, guys, I just received an Omega Dynamic Chronograph, and let me go ahead and get up, and we'll do the usual thing now. I'll go behind the camera and show you guys what it looks like. Nice. You know, I love these little Ziploc bags. This is great for holding other bracelets, spare parts. Excellent. Wow. This is much better condition than I anticipated. All right, guys. Go ahead. So this is the Omega Dynamic Chronograph. There are two variants, a slightly smaller time and date piece, similar aesthetic, same case, just smaller again. The bracelet was smaller. It had 19 millimeter lug width. This one has an 18 millimeter lug width. Also, the case is about 38.5 millimeters in diameter, not including the crown and the pushers, obviously. Here's your case back. Very simply signed, Omega. Super gorgeous. What I love about this watch are those huge pushers. Look how insanely tall those pushers are. Secondly, I love the yellow accents. So you have that railroad style minute track with the yellow numerals. The loom is actually faded a little bit. I believe it's actually tritium based loom. I could be mistaken. But you also have that yellow chronometer hand and the yellow 30-minute counter hand. And then matching the time only hands are the hour, minute, and white second hand off to the right. So I like how they synced the color nicely. Whew, I'm still catching my breath from the gym. I literally got back just a second ago. And what's great about this purchase is that I have the original equipped manufactured strap. So this is the 20 millimeter Omega strap the watch came with. And if you are a member of the IWA Facebook group, you've noticed me asking about this watch because I was curious about how to treat the leather. As I mentioned there, I'm hoping to utilize this leather strap with the watch because that's what it came on, and I just thought it was a really good aesthetic for this particular piece. Now, this isn't something I necessarily planned on reviewing or even talking about on the show. This is just a piece that I got for myself, and I'm very excited to obviously share it with you guys on the show, but I'm probably not going to speak on it. There's actually limited information out there, but there are some good videos you can look up for this particular piece, and there's some good just documentation online that you can view and read. So I would go ahead and check out there if you're ever interested in picking up this piece. But this is sort of the perfect size for, you know, a dual subdial chronograph, in my opinion. This 38 millimeters. I'm very, very excited to put it on the wrist. And why don't we go in this video by showing you how those pushers work, and you'll see if it's a pass or fail here on camera. Beautiful. Very, very smooth sweep. So the movement in here is a modified ETA, and then there's a Dubuis-Dubras module on top. I believe I'm pronouncing that correctly. Dubuis-Dubras. And as you stop it with that top end pusher, reset it right here. It's a flyback. Absolutely stellar. All right, gang, thank you so much for joining me on this unboxing. I hope you guys have an awesome day. If you like this video, feel free to hit that like button. If you disliked it, that's cool too. If you want us to do a review of this watch in comparison with some of our other chronographs, or just a brief history on this piece, if you're very curious about this particular model, let us know. We'd be more than happy to research it and give you some information. But at any rate, guys, thank you for joining me. Take care, and I'll see you later. First and foremost, I'm going to ask you to pardon the audio quality on this video. This is just a little attachment to the unboxing I just shot for the Omega Dynamic that's right down here. So guys, I have a little workstation set up in my living room. Right now I'm conditioning the leather strap I received with this, a nearly 20-year-old leather strap, with some leather conditioner, some bees butter conditioner. This was something I was recommended. It's all natural, it's made in the States. Love supporting our local economy, so I went with that. But the reason I'm posting this to the end of my unboxing is because I receive a lot of vintage watches, and I love retouching them and trying to, as best as possible, make them look brand new. And luckily, there weren't too many issues with this Omega Dynamic. This is something I got for a very, very reasonable price, so, you know, I was expecting some faults, and there were some. You know, there's a little bit of wear and tear on the edges of the watch, and you can see right there, there's just a little bit of scarring on the side of the case in the stainless steel. So I took a fiberglass brush. I brushed down every single surface on this watch, following the patterns that Omega obviously etched in. So those sort of circular brush strokes on the tops of the lugs, I rebrushed, and I went ahead and brushed the sides of the case as well. Sorry for all the little finger smudges. But this is the kind of work I do when I receive a new watch, and I just want to make it look as close to new as possible. And this is something that you can do at home as well with a little bit of guidance and the right tools. So I'm adding this at the end of the video because there may be an interest, I'm hoping with you guys on the show, to see this sort of repair work done. If you'd like to know how I do it, leave a comment down below, and maybe I'll shoot some videos while I set these, you know, little workstations up and handle this kind of work at home. So as I mentioned, this is the fiberglass brush I use. It's a Bourjoin. The tool number is 2834, and you can pick this up yourself. There's different grades and different sizes of brush. Depending on the job you're trying to handle, you might not want a big brush, you might want a smaller brush. I always recommend a smaller brush because you're always going to get better, what am I trying to say, better handling, but not only that, finer detailed strokes. And I wouldn't recommend using a fiberglass brush to brush a high-end or high-quality watch if it's the first time you've done it. I've been doing this for a while, so, you know, getting those brush strokes, let me see if I can clean this off. Getting those brush strokes right on a watch is very difficult. Luckily, the sides of this case were just straight brush strokes, so it's kind of hard to capture here, but it looks very, very nice in natural light. Anyway, guys, if that's something you're interested in seeing, please let me know in the comments down below here, and I would love to run some tutorials for you. I have another about 10 minutes before I want to wipe off any of the excess wax on my leather straps, and then this guy's going to be as good as new. All original spring bars. We have this original Omega buckle. I'm very excited to equip this to my watch. And guys, a question for you actually really quickly. The lugs here are drilled at an angle
for the spring bars because it uses curved spring bars. Now, I'm curious as to whether this is true for the bracelet version of this particular model. If you guys own the bracelet version of the Dynamic, let me know if the spring bars are straight, and more importantly, if the lug holes are straight as well. I'm very curious because I was going to source a bracelet for this, but I might not if that proves problematic. But anyway, guys, thank you for watching. Take care, and we'll catch you on the next episode of CS&B.